Some of the most dangerous, useful, and mind-bending chemistry is happening right now in stuff sitting in your kitchen and your garage. Today we're counting down 6 everyday materials whose hidden chemistry is so wild, most people have no idea what's actually going on. And trust me, number 1 is going to completely rewire how you see the objects around you. Number 6. Rust is actually heavier than the metal it came from. That sounds backwards, right? Your car's fender is rusting away, getting eaten. How is it getting heavier? Here's the thing. Rust isn't just iron falling apart. It's a chemical reaction. Iron, oxygen, and water team up to form a brand new compound called iron oxide, Fe2O3 if you want to get fancy. That new compound is heavier than the original iron because it grabbed oxygen atoms from the air and water. You're not losing metal, you're gaining weight from the stuff bonding to it. The crazy part? You can stop rust dead if you remove just one ingredient. No iron, no oxygen, or no water, and rust won't form at all. It needs all 3. And if you live near the ocean, your stuff rusts way faster. Salt water cranks up the speed because salt supercharges the electrical reaction underneath. Salt air is basically a fast-track ticket to orange. Number 5. Your nonstick frying pan can poison the air in your kitchen if you're not careful. This is the one that freaks people out, and honestly, it's worth understanding. That slick, frictionless coating? It's PTFE, Teflon to most of us. And when you heat an empty pan or crank the heat way up past 500 degrees Fahrenheit, that coating starts to come apart. When it breaks down, it may release perfluorinated compounds into the air. Breathe those in and you may experience a condition called Teflon flu, which sounds funny but resembles the actual flu, with symptoms like body aches and chills. Symptoms typically resolve within 24 to 48 hours. And modern nonstick pans are switching to other chemicals anyway, but those new ones may remain persistent and bioaccumulative in your body and the environment. So the coating's smarter now, just potentially less disposable. Number 4. That parking garage you drove into? Still getting harder. The sidewalk you walked on 20 years ago? Still curing, probably. Concrete reaches about 90% of its final strength in the first 28 days. That's why they test it at 4 weeks. But the chemical reactions that harden it keep going for decades after that. The magic is calcium silicate hydrate gel, a compound that forms super slowly from the cement. These reactions can keep chugging for literally years, depending on how much moisture is around. Some concrete structures show measurable strength gains, even after 10 years. The improvement slows down way more after the first year, but it's still there, still happening. Number 3. Make tomato sauce in a cast iron skillet, and it'll turn black. You're eating iron. Literally. Cast iron leaches iron into whatever you cook, but acidic foods are the real magnet. Tomatoes are acidic, so they pull way more iron out of the pan than, say, water or neutral stuff would. The sauce roughly darkens because that iron is in there, mixing with tannins and other compounds. You may get a metallic taste too, because you're literally eating metal. The good news, a well-seasoned cast iron pan leaches way less iron than a newer, unseasoned one. That seasoning layer is a buffer. And it's not a poison situation. Iron leaching from cast iron can actually boost your dietary iron intake. Just something to know if your pasta sauce tastes a little off. Number 2. The stuff inside your pencil isn't lead. It's never been lead. It's actually a magician's element in disguise. It's graphite, pure carbon in a specific crystal form. Same element as diamond, completely different structure, completely different vibe. Here's the wild part. Graphite conducts electricity. Most non-metals don't. They're insulators. But graphite has a layered structure with delocalized electrons bouncing around, so it actually carries current. Now that electrical conductivity makes graphite crazy useful beyond writing. Batteries, electrodes, industrial applications. Carbon in this form is basically a tiny conductor hiding in your office drawer. Number 1. Stainless steel has a superpower that most people have zero idea about. It's literally self-healing, and the trick is so thin you can't even see it. Stainless steel contains chromium. That's the secret ingredient. Mix chromium into iron and everything changes because chromium reacts with oxygen to create a protective oxide layer on top. That layer? It's only a few nanometers thick. Invisible to your eye. You could stack 10,000 of them and still not see anything. But it's there, working, protecting. And here's the real magic. If you scratch the surface and expose bare metal underneath, the chromium immediately oxidizes to repair it. The shield fixes itself. Scratch it again, it heals again. Stainless steel needs at least 10.5% chromium to pull this off, and that's why it costs more. But you're paying for a material that resists corrosion and will repair its protective layer when scratched. We just counted down 6 materials whose chemistry is way weirder than the stuff you see on the surface. Rust gets heavier. Non-stick pans can poison the air, concrete takes decades to finish hardening, cast iron bleeds into your food, pencil lead is actually carbon, and stainless steel has a self-healing protective oxide layer masquerading as a thin, invisible coating. The invisible chemistry running your everyday life is genuinely stunning. If this scratched the itch for weird materials facts, check out more episodes. We go deep into stuff nobody's asking questions about.